I think about that night all the time. The night it came for you. The night all of this started. Everything changed. We failed. But we need to be ready.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Netflix released a Stranger Things Season 5 trailer, so we'll break it all down. They also announced the way they're releasing episodes, so there's a bunch of stuff going on. Of course, I'll be doing videos for the final episodes, because this is the last block of episodes, even though there might be some spin-offs that they develop after this. We will see which plot points they don't resolve, the stuff that they don't pay off, because that's probably what they're going to save for spin-offs. And everyone asking them for an Eddie spinoff, like bring back Eddie, you can actually see him in the Marvel Universe, the MCU, in the new Fantastic Four movie, also later this summer. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. So Volume 1, what they're calling the first block of episodes, there'll be 4, is November 26th, around Thanksgiving. Then Volume 2 will be 3 episodes, they're dropping that at Christmas. Then what they're doing is they're dropping the single finale, like the final episode, 1 episode, on New Year's Eve.
Happy holidays!
So isn't it kind of funny that Netflix is responsible for trying to break the traditional TV model of putting a couple episodes per week or 1 episode per week, then deciding that they actually need to go back to that? Like, wait a minute, maybe it wasn't a good idea for us to dump all the episodes at the same time. Could we go back to doing 1 episode per week? The official synopsis reads, the fall of 1987, Hawkins is scarred by the opening of the rifts. This is what we saw at the end of Season 4. You see that at the end of the teaser here as they go into the actual new Season 5 trailer footage. Our heroes are united by a single goal, to find and kill Vecna, but he has vanished. His whereabouts and plan are unknown. Complicating their mission, the government has placed the town under military quarantine and intensified its hunt for 11, forcing her back into hiding, which sounds like where Linda Hamilton's character comes in. She's probably going to be part of that storyline. As far as I can tell, she's not featured in any of this brand new Season 5 trailer footage. If she is part of the military or like she's some government official and she's ruling over Hawkins or she's in charge of the quarantine in Hawkins, she's in the background of like some of these big shots maybe. They continue. As the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, you can see the way they're timing that. That's probably going to be the actual final episode, will be on the anniversary of his disappearance. So does a heavy, familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with it, a darkness more powerful and more deadly than anything they've faced before. To end this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time. So, as you've seen in previous seasons, they've broken the group up, like the Dungeons & Dragons group, into a couple of different pockets of different characters together all over different places. Part of the idea at Season 4 is that they were all meant to converge back in Hawkins in the same location. They end the season, even though you see them in a couple different pockets running around Hawkins in the trailer here, they're largely localized in Hawkins, and when you actually get to like the final battle in the final episode, everybody will probably be literally standing right next to each other, like literally together in the same party, in trying to keep 11 from being captured by the military. which actually clarifies some of the Season 5 trailer footage where you actually see a couple of the shots of the military trying to deal with Vecna's forces breaking through the rifts. But starting with all the brand new Season 5 trailer footage specifically, so it actually starts at the very beginning of the teaser here with Joyce talking to Will about his memories of the day he disappeared back in Season 1. Remember, all the clocks in the Upside Down were frozen on that day. He says he remembers some of it as they flash through all the scenes from Season 1 to Season 4, ending with the end of Season 4. There's a little bit of their voiceover from the new Season 5 scenes broken up over the montage of old footage from the previous seasons. The thing she says, the it that came for him she's referring to is Vecna. They still haven't answered why it was him specifically that Vecna came for. That's supposed to be one of the major questions they answer in this final block of episodes. Why Will is so important specifically, when normally you would think that this is a much more simple plot based on the reveal of Vecna's backstory being the original number 1 from Eleven's program, and 11 trapping him in the Upside Down, where he created essentially what you see as the Upside Down. The whole idea is that he's just trying to break back into the normal dimension and conquer it the same way that he's conquered the Upside Down. So why is Will so important? Part of the idea is the way he's connected to Vecna on a psychic level, like he can actually sense when things are about to happen. He's probably key to them actually tracking Vecna down during the season. When she says the night all of this started, that's where the story of Season 1 began, with Will disappearing and everyone looking for him, eventually finding 11, learning about her powers, and then figuring out what was going on with Hawkins' laboratory and sort of spilling into that, with him finally revealing what was really going on at Hawkins with Vecna, and Vecna being the one that's behind all this since the beginning of the series. Will answers her by saying everything changed, just kind of a generic line. When he says we failed, what he means is they failed to kill Vecna during Season 4, and now he's found a way to break into Hawkins across the dimensions, threaten to take over the regular dimension. That's what all the riffs are about during the trailer here. Basically, at the end of Season 4, you saw all those cracks appear through Hawkins, and basically him breaking through the Upside Down. When Will says we need to be ready, it makes it sound like they're having this conversation at the very beginning of the season, like Episode 1 stuff. But this looks like Joyce protecting what seems like Will, Robin maybe. I can't tell who's standing next to Will in purple, and I can't see the head of the person that's standing on the platform, the level above them inside the barn. But it seems like they're just trapped inside this barn, and they hear someone banging on the doors outside that they think is either Vecna or a Demogorgon or a bat or a demo dog or something dangerous coming for them. This seems like a shot of Karen holding Holly Wheeler. Episode 2 is titled The Vanishing Of, so it might be The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. We finally get another new shot of Lucas with Max at her hospital bed, still very much in that coma from Season 4, so I'm guessing this is relatively early in the season. Most of this footage is probably from pretty early in the season. One of them's drawn a picture and taped it above her head. Look at that artwork, priceless. They brought her a boombox to listen to some more tunes. More Kate Bush, Max, still running up that hill. This is Dustin and Steve. Even though they look like they're inside the Upside Down, this might have been a point where the Upside Down has grown out into Hawkins at some location and they're just investigating. Or it could be tied to that scene where it seems like they have these flashlights and they're staring at this giant wall of Upside Down that Vecna has created, either around someplace protecting where he is or trapping them in somewhere else. Then there's a scene of Hopper with 11 who's freaking out, covering her ears, closing her eyes, screaming in pain for some reason. Notice behind her, it seems like she's in some military area here. This might be either in the Hawkins laboratory, or it could be tied to this other scene where you see the military in the middle of the street with the rifts covered up and Vecna trying to break through. Like, this could be happening when Vecna is trying to actually break into this space. That's probably why she's freaking out, because Vecna's mind is so powerful and he's attacking her psychically. This just looks like Mike protecting a new group of kids that I don't think we've seen before, or much older versions of kids that we've only seen in much younger form. Seems like he's just trying to protect them from some Demogorgons or Demo Dogs or Demo Bats, something that's coming for them. Zoom in and enhance in the background here, you can see someone passed out in the street nearby, or could be dead. Then it seems like what the military has done here is it's tried to just literally cover up all of the rifts, which probably is not going to protect them very well. But as the synopsis said, the military, the government, has essentially quarantined Hawkins because of what's happening with the rifts, which would mean that they're not letting people out of Hawkins and they're not letting people into Hawkins. Then they end the teaser on that shot of Will yelling at everyone to run, freaking out, probably when Vecna or Demogorgons or Bats or whatever his forces just start coming for them. Part of Will's connection with Vecna means that he has that weird sixth sense about Vecna and his forces, so he can sense when stuff is about to go down, which is probably what he's seeing here. Like, he's just sensing something really bad is about to happen. But everyone let me know in the comments if you spotted any brand new footage or Easter eggs in the footage that I didn't talk about in the video. There are probably a couple things going on in the background too. Usually they try to be really vague with what's happening during episodes, but I think most of this footage is from like the first couple of episodes, like that first block of episodes. Remember, they're doing a block of 4 episodes around Thanksgiving, then around Christmas, 3 episodes, and then the final episode on New Year's Eve.
Wait, this is not enough.
And everybody, let me know what you want them to do with spin-offs. If there's any big stories that they haven't already teased that they won't answer in the finale and they'll just save for actual spin-offs. We will see which of the actors wind up coming back for more spin-offs. But because Netflix had their big presentation, their big to-doom thing, they dropped a One Piece Season 2 trailer with Chopper. I've already done a big video for that. And I've already done a video for the Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 trailer they released a while ago, but they didn't release any new footage recently. So we will see. What'll probably wind up happening is that they'll release bigger trailers for both of those things by the end of the year when all the Stranger Things finale stuff is happening. Completely separately, The Boys Gen V Season 2 also released a trailer while all this was going on. I'm also going to do a video for that too in my Rick and Morty Episode 2 video. That stuff will post next in the next day or so. Be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that stuff. Click here for that One Piece Season 2 trailer, and click here for that brand new Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 trailer. The only time that you can actually ask Netflix for feed pics and you won't be viewed as a degenerate. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.